Hi, I'm Max Burt, founder of WheelEasy, a charity which strives for better access to leisure for people with mobility needs. We run an access information web app where people add information on their mobiles, like beaches or cafes, museums or parks, etc. Please listen to my first video blog here, which uses a computerised voice because some people can't understand my speech impairment. It's 5 minutes long with a call to action at the end. I'd love you to be part of this.
Corona-inspired empathy. Ever since a serious car accident 21 years ago, I've been a permanent powered wheelchair user, and have become accustomed to not being able to go where I want, when I want, on a daily basis. Tragically, following all the lockdowns, everyone, all over the world, can now relate to this. A few months of being cooped up has been mentally uncomfortable for most of us. And we've been longing to get out. We all know about the pressures. Keeping children entertained. Evening after evening in front of the TV. Getting drunk and behaving badly. But often, it has revealed a really positive side to human nature, engendering a spirit of solidarity. To cope with everyone being in a similar boat, there has been a lot of camaraderie. Some people have helped others get through this awful situation together. Now, just imagine though, if you could see no end to those few months. Just a long, never-ending road. People with mobility needs face a lockdown of sorts, on their own, every day of their lives, often excluded at every turn from work and from leisure. Lockdown has got quite close to replicating this drip, drip, drip effect. The effect of not being able to go places time after time, day after day, lack of access, on any individual occasion is no big deal. But it's when it happens repeatedly, that is when it begins to really wear. Those individual drips become a depressing wall of water that you'd rather avoid. I want to stress the words, on their own. In their lockdown, the mobility impaired are often marooned, in a boat, all alone, with less of that accompanying camaraderie, or blitz spirit. This isn't just something that applies to wheelchair users. Of course, they do undoubtedly represent the most extreme example of being barred from everyday life, wherever they want to go. But there are plenty of others with mobility needs, who are equally affected, on an occasional basis. Many of you watching might have parents who might not be able to manage stairs anymore. Some of us will have an uncle who has really dodgy knees. Others will have a friend who just had a hip replacement. The physical environment places barriers and poses challenges for all these people, in exactly the same way as it does for wheelchair users. Quite a lot has been written about how the new normal is so much more mobility friendly. There are no physical limitations with Zoom meetings, or with online education. Virtual drama, even online clubbing. Whole worlds have opened up for people with mobility needs. But, that is, right now. What happens in the post-corona world? When things begin to inch back to the way they were. This is already happening, in some parts of the world. Greater levels of empathy are key to improving the situation for people with mobility needs. Empathy is most easily generated when you see someone else's situation from their, usually different, perspective. Now that COVID has happened, everyone can understand what it's like to be stuck, through no fault of your own. I am sure that, to some extent, things will continue to revert back, but I really hope that, by having been obliged to put itself in the mobility-impaired's place, for a few months, the public will now have an empathy, which positively affects the ways in which it is structured, to include those with mobility needs.
So let's create a new normal. If 1 in 200 of us adds just one place to our map with our mobiles, we can cover all Australia.